And Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Colts play. A bunch of fans gathered round. 30 women started the show, then ended with 30 men. The only way to win was to not have both feet touch the ground. And yes, it's a peaceful, yeeting feeling. Even though the first match let me down, because the 38-year-old daughter of Ric Flair was standing proud. And it's a peaceful, yeeting feeling. At least Logan Paul didn't win. And you can have a bunch of fun with the yeeting. And he'll win at Mania against Gunther, despite the fact that I don't like it, but it's a peaceful, yeeting feeling. And the fans sure got real loud. And in a few months, your world champion will be eating proud. There you go. I'm John Renton with my review of the WWE Royal Rumble 2025 event. You know, I think I did that for last year's Royal Rumble, and I might just make that a yearly tradition until I stop reviewing stuff altogether, which might come sooner than later based on this particular event. I'm going to explain right now. I will be positive about some things, but whew, boy, there were some blown opportunities here. So yeah, Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. 70,000 seat capacity. That's, of course, not including seats on the floor. They got 66,000 there. Now, they said 70,000 whatever. They announced all the people that work there, the ticket takers, and the bodies of the construction workers that are buried underneath the foundation, allegedly, like Jimmy fucking Hoffa. But that being said, the crowd wasn't always super loud, but they popped when they needed to. Okay, these prices are not going to stop them from filling up this goddamn thing. I will say right now, before I dive into the rest of this, I hope that Janelle Grant gets the justice that she richly deserves. I could do a video about who's to blame, who's not to blame. I could do all that. I just hope she gets the justice that she richly deserves for being tortured by a megalomaniacal maniac, by Johnny Ace, and, yeah, potentially others. Turns out that Michael Hayes might have actually, the PS might have stood for pornographic section, allegedly. So, I missed the kickoff mostly due to work. I'm disappointed Big E wasn't in the Rumble, but since New Day wasn't in the Rumble, I get it. I don't think Big E is going to come back to wrestling. And to be perfectly honest, if he's happy with his quality of life, that's great. I didn't know who Lainey Gardner was until I YouTubed her, and I was like, oh yeah, she did a cover of Fleetwood Mac a few years ago. She can sing. I'll give her that much credit. Actually, she really does sound like Stevie fucking Nicks. It's insane. She was droning on about that whole goddamn thing. I say as I droned on for 90 seconds about, with the Eagles. But nevertheless, we have Cole and Pat McAfee and Wade Stu Bennett Barrett on commentary. Joe Tessitore and Big E talked a little bit during the breaks. The stadium looked great. The talent arrives. Remember when Stephanie compared the steroid trials and the 9/11 attacks? Remember that? Yeah, well, she came out here and did a whole thing, and God, kind of funny they tried a person with the last name of McMahon out there right after all this stuff happened with her dad. I'm not saying Stephanie knew, but to act like Stephanie's an innocent little flower, yeah, y'all have revisionist fucking history is all I'm going to say. So, we get the package, the big pyro and everything. I did like the stats at the bottom. That was very nice. Nice sports-based presentation. That was cool. I like that. You had the eliminations. You had how many active, how many eliminated, how many left to go. You had the countdown, all that. And it wasn't junky. It wasn't like I don't know, like, not PTI, but like, remember when ESPN got a little bit too junky with their, bottom ticker? It's not like that. They streamlined it. So speaking of streamlined, I wish they streamlined this first match, and I actually wish they streamlined both Rumbles because it's getting to the point now with the Rumbles where they're making it like their presentation of War Games, where they go a little bit longer than they need to. And I know it's supposed to be 2-minute intervals, but why did it feel like this women's Rumble was badly timed to the point we went almost an hour before all the entrants were there? I mean, I don't know. Am I wrong? I mean, am I just totally blanking? Because I have been up since about 4 a.m. So, the Women's Royal Rumble. So, I wrote down all the participants, and I'm going to talk about mention a few, and then I'm going to talk about what they did. Io and Liv start out, and you know what? They did well. Io did great here. Liv did well. Liv entered number 2, I believe, in the 2023 Rumble. She has done well in past events. Roxanne, who basically was the Iron Woman of this, they are ready to rocket her, and she is going to do well. And Lyra Valkyria was number 4, and then Chelsea Green getting a big old pop when she did anything. It's like she was Sid Vicious at 1989 Great American Bash. So there we go. Let's talk about them, though. Io gets a pop, Liv as well. Cole did mention how Liv lasted 1 minute and 8 seconds, but enough about Cole's sex life. Michael Cole is really not very good. I mean, yeah, nobody's screaming in his ear, but he's still not very fucking good. He also was starting to lose his voice, which I'm not even going to knock him for losing his voice. He's an old man. It is what it is, but yeah, he got a lot of shit wrong here. Io was feeling it. I'm going to leave that one alone. Roxanne got a nice pop, and it was very nice that they gave her a chance, with some good spots and everything. Unfortunately, Lyra kind of had a wardrobe malfunction. Fortunately, nothing bad, but they had to, fix the clasp or tie it or something. Chelsea, very over. I mean, a lot of those people popped. So far, okay, not too bad. And then we get B-Fab. I will not live long enough for B-Fab to be good in the ring. I don't think any of us watching this will be alive long enough for B-Fab to get good. Bless her. She's trying. And I'm sure she's training hard. That's not going to translate, though. Ivy Nile. Short people got no... Anyway, Ivy is a little firecracker, spark plug, fire plug, whatever that term is. Zoe Stark is there. Zoe's thrilled to be back in Indianapolis because she remembers when Dick the Bruiser was successful in Indianapolis. She remembers when the Crusher in nearby Milwaukee, made Milwaukee famous. She remembers Dick the Bruiser and the original Sheik going head-to-head in the Detroit-Indianapolis War. She actually told Jim Barnett to pick Dick the Bruiser and Wilbur Snyder to give, that piece of the territory to. I'll stop one of these days. Lash Legend gets a nice pop. Lash showed off some good power. It's still not quite there, but she did decent enough. They fed her well as far as preparing her for the spots. I did note by this point, especially when Bianca got in at number 10, that we need more kip-ups in this. We needed more kip-ups. I don't think there were nearly enough kip-ups in this. But Bianca got a good pop in. I really don't know. The only thing I don't know, and I'm spoiling this, but then again, everybody that watched the Rumble wants to just know my opinions. I don't know what they're doing with Jade. I don't know why they decided to not have her show up, especially given a couple of the choices that they had in this. Chelsea eliminates B-Fab to a pretty big pop, and then Bianca just does a fisting tower. Women get in the corner. She keeps fisting, backflips, fists, backflips, does this. Freak of fucking nature is what she is. Ivy tosses Lyra. I was hoping Becky would show up. She didn't. Bayley and Roxanne, yes please. I will say this much. That is exactly what this whole thing needed. And then Shayna, Bayley, Sonya, Maxine Dupree showed up. I mean, why? And Naomi showed up, so we're going to feel it. We're going to feel the glow. Bring it to the glow. Do. If I had the budget, I'd put strobe lights in. But I thought they were going to have Sonya's group pull a legacy in 2009. Thankfully, they didn't. Maxine at one point hit the reverse caterpillar. I've known some blondes that do reverse something that starts with a C, but I'm just going to move on from that. Yeah, I mean, Maxine eliminated Ivy. So just send Ivy to goddamn NXT to wash that off. Look, Maxine, bless her, tries. No. I will not, again, it's like with BFAP, I will not live long enough for Maxine to ever get good in the ring. Sonya, yeah, her group got eliminated quickly. And then we get to number 16. Jada, trans people don't have any right to exist, Parker. That dumb broad. You're lucky you have a nice ass, a big old juicy booty, as the kids say, because Jada certainly doesn't have a lot of brains upstairs. That being said, we get Piper Niven, and then we get Natty. Natty out there and looking oh so good, performing oh so well. And then Jordan Grace, out at number 19, signed a WWE contract. Why she went with the Sabrina Carpenter bangs, I have no idea. And Mia Yim. I'm not going to call her Meechim because that's stupid. I'm sorry. Mia Yim is better. So let's talk about this. Yeah, Jada, by the way, does need to pull her head out of her goddamn ass, because which would actually be quite the accomplishment, because I don't know what is or isn't true about any rumors, innuendo, or innuendo, but she's not the only one that thinks that, but there are enough people to at least keep quiet, and she does not have nearly the status. Her best match was against Roxanne back in like June or July, I think July. You're lucky that you're on television still at this point when you haven't basically done anything good since. So, Chelsea got tossed out. Piper was supposed to save her. Piper ended up inadvertently getting her, knocking her out. The crowd booed. The crowd booed heavily there. So, at least Jada got tossed. That was kind of nice. And, yeah, Piper, Jesus, Grace picked up Piper in a freaking, DVD. That was insane. The power of those Sabrina Carpenter bangs. I just recently learned who the fuck Sabrina Carpenter is, by the way, so I'm just going to bring that into the goddamn... She can sing. I don't know why she has no own pants, but she can sing. Okay. And then we have me, and we have that. So, okay. And then number 21, one of our big returns, Alexa Bliss. I thought the roof was going to come off the goddamn place. I will say I did like... Wait, I thought she wasn't going to come back. Don't believe the dirt sheets. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't believe the fucking dirt sheets until they can get their shit right. And if you take this personally, if you happen to be watching this, if somebody clips this and posts this about the dirt sheets, if people are going to take that seriously and take it personally, then you're the fucking problem. There are plenty of great wrestling news reporters and everything. Plenty of people. I talk to one on the regular that does a lot of great interviews and a lot of great stuff and admits when he makes mistakes and admits when he, when things get a little bit flummoxed and everything. And then there are those that have fucking egos that get all fragile and upset and then act like, oh, they're so put upon and they don't want the skeletons in their closets exposed, do they? So maybe don't pick fights with people that are smarter than you that could actually do that maybe know people that could do something. Because what the hell were you thinking trying to pick a fight with somebody smarter than you? By the way, I'm just a fan. I just admit I'm a fan. I know stuff from watching wrestling, but I don't pretend to be in wrestling. I don't pretend to be anything I'm not. That's what some of these news reporters need to remember. You're fans. The wrestlers give you their version of facts and work you. And if you don't believe that, then you're fucking idiots and you're fucking marks. And I mean that in the most derogatory term possible. Alexa, though, gets a big pop. There was like Fiend and it was, I don't remember what was on her jacket. Wyatt Forever, something like that. And Alexa's been off for a while because of a kid, having a kid. Because of a kid has been holding her. Now remind me of you and that girl. It's like the children of the corn. The children of the corn were taller. Okay, look, in all seriousness, Alexa, good moment for her. She was feeling it. She got a big pop. And speaking of children, Zelina Vega showed up. And she is Amazing Red's cousin. I did not know that. I met Amazing Red actually at a couple wrestling shows in 2019. Very, very cool. I got to see him against Will Ospreay, one of the best matches I've ever seen live. So, yes, basically we have Alexa Bliss, we have Zelina, we have Candice LeRae. Speaking of wasting a roster spot, Stephanie Vacour, please, I would do anything. Give me all the money, give me the best looks or whatever. I would treat her like the goddamn queen she is. Anyway, Trish, big pop for Trish. This was good. Now, I will admit, some of the NXT women, Stephanie and Julia, didn't get the biggest reactions because that shows how small the audience for NXT is compared to what, the casual fan will watch. Now, it was nice that Bayley and Roxanne got to have a little bit of a skirmish. I wouldn't mind seeing that on the WrestleMania stage. I don't think we're going to see that. Trish getting a nice pop. She's going to be 50 this year. Hasn't aged since 2001. And good on her. That yoga has worked wonders for keeping her in great shape. Raquel got crickets. I don't even think Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez, whatever. I don't think her immediate family cared about her. So, yeah, and then number 27, Charlotte. The instant Charlotte showed up and she got pyro, I go, gee, I wonder who's going to win. Julia was at number 28. Nia Jax is at number 29. So let me just talk about some of this. Alexa got eliminated to booze. Charlotte got pyro at that point, as I said. Julia got a decent reaction. She eliminated Jordan Grace, so the power of Sabrina Carpenter's bangs did not save her. Nia can't do shit. It actually was almost impressive how bad she was. Trish eliminated Candice, so Candice can go back to making bland spaghetti, as that segment said. And then Candice ends up, eventually eliminating Trish despite being eliminated. Nikki Bella is at number 30. I'm going to say the same thing I said with the Raw Netflix debut. Despite my feelings on the Bellas and not ever really caring for their feuds or their matches or their promo, despite that, I'm not going to knock the person because Nikki Bella has been through it. She has her kids safe. Hopefully she has a proper safety bubble, safety system, good circle of friends and family and people that can support her. And that piece of shit that, thought that he could take advantage of her, which is fucking bullshit. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you feel. You will not be goddamn doing that. By the way, he has a really stupid name. Look at his name, so you have to know that the guy probably is going to lash out because he has a stupid fucking name. But in all seriousness, the kids deserve to be safe. Nikki deserves to be safe. I don't know about letting her back in the ring when she had lesions on the brain that she talked about, but she got to have this moment. I still think it was a waste of a number 30 spot. I mean, they didn't have Asuka back, and by the way, the person stalking Asuka, I just want to say really goddamn quickly, whoever is stalking Asuka and doing that kind of stuff and making her feel uncomfortable, I really hope that your family turns you in, and I hope then that your family watches you get publicly executed because that's what you deserve. And that's the thing. I've had stalkers. I'm just a regular person. I know people that have a bigger level of fame that have stalked people, or been stalked rather, and it is scary, especially for women. Especially for fucking women. No woman should be made to feel uncomfortable like that, and hopefully Asuka has a good, support system with her as well. Becky didn't return. Io hangs on, barely. Nia then does the worst sloppy multi-elimination spot I have ever seen. Because Nia Jax kind of had hair like the killer from Curtains. That's a deep fucking cut. Has a face like the person from Curtains, too. But Liv got eliminated also. Julie got tossed. Basically, pretty much everybody's goddamn eliminated. So, Charlotte basically ends up winning the whole damn thing. Hooray. I mean, I'm just skipping to the finish there because Charlotte won. Expected, but very underwhelming and very much a letdown of a winner. I mean, it wasn't Nia, that's a good thing, but please. Fucking please. Move on from the four horsewomen. I mean, I know what I was saying about Becky. Bayley wasn't going to repeat. Mercedes is doing whatever the fuck she's doing in AEW, i.e. annoying me whenever she talks. But they have things to do. They have things to work on, or things to, build up and everything. They have women they could work on, they could build up, they could elevate. Nia's at 40 or 41, can't move. Charlotte, I'm not being ageist here, by the way. If I'm going to pick on the men, I'm going to pick on the men in the men's rumble. We need to move on from some of these women. We really need to fucking move on. Speaking of moving on, 10 minutes of commercials, Slim Jim and all that and everything, and commentary did mention how Michael Cole enjoys ingesting protein, explains why his voice was going. Godfather, Mickey, and Kirk Angel were there. Let's stop calling him that nickname. Let's call him Kirk Angel because it's a term of endearment. His youngest daughter was there with a medal doing amateur wrestling. Good for her. So, Sabin and Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns, I keep wanting to call them Motor Titty Machine Guns because that's just how mature I am, took on DIY. Ciampa and the Gargano. 2 out of 3 falls match for the Tag Team Championships. I will admit that they did a creative finish for the first fall where it looked like Gargano did the tag, didn't. And DIY got the first fall. Sabin and Shelley got the second fall. And everybody kicked out of everything. The Prophets showed up and attacked Shelley while the referee was distracted for about 5 million years. And, yeah, DIY retained. So the Prophets have turned heel, may get a decent push, but DIY, a.k.a. Gargano, is one half of the Tag Team Champions. So I won, but at what cost? So, package on McAfee's NFL career. For who, for what reason, and why is this fucking goddamn Aaron Rodgers enabler still on this program? Because he's not really good at commentary anymore. Ron Simmons at the ringside, Rick Steiner and RVD, and the balloon animal next to him. I don't know who that was. John Mellencamp has no fucking idea where he was. I also didn't know that John Mellencamp was still alive. Long Cody and Owens package. Cody got a big pop as expected. Cody is the man of the people. I don't really buy into his bullshit, but you guys do. Cody and Owens, ladder match for the WWE and the Wing Spread Eagle Championship. Look, they took some crazy bumps. Here's the thing. I have not really cared for this. I mean, Owens with the Dusty, or, Cody Sucks Eggs shirt, play on the Dusty Sucks Eggs thing. They took enough bumps to where it excited the crowd, but I'm sorry, this just wasn't for me. Now, it was better than the 2 out of 3 falls match. Quite frankly, you could have put that on fucking SmackDown, and I don't think it would have mattered. You could have had the Women's Rumble, had packages, had this, had the Men's Rumble, and then gone from there. I mean, nothing against Sabin and Shelley, plenty against Gargano, because he's away from the lawn that he should be on. Look, the guy can fucking work, but he's also the same character he was 6 fucking years ago. He's just a little bit of an angry garden gnome. So anyway, ladder bumps, and Cody got slammed on the little bendy part of the goddamn ladder, the weakest part of it. They fought in the crowd in a ladder match. Boy, you can reach the titles from there if you're Mr. fucking Fantastic. More ladders. I'm not losing it. I'm going to win it all, bitch. Kevin Owens channeling Kazuchika Okada. And then they do comedy with a short ladder. I'm sorry, this was fucking stupid. You have this feud that's supposed to be a blood feud, and you break out a goddamn short ladder. I'm sorry, that was dumb. Cody was hanging around. I thought he was trying to channel David Carradine in Bangkok, and then he rang Owens' bell, rang his bell. The short ladder is stupid, is what I noted. Owens then takes a backdrop onto a goddamn ladder. The man is 40 and really needs to stop doing this shit. Cody took a header on a powerbomb onto a ladder. And then the Fisherman Buster onto a ladder for no reason. The doctors are checking on everybody. Sammy comes out to check on Kevin Owens. And then a Crossroads countering a stunner. Owens is bleeding after announcer table, bumps and fists and pounding and everything. Alabama slam through the silver painted wooden ladder. And Cody then is stands up top, wins the titles. People like this. I didn't necessarily, because I found it to be, quite frankly, a bit pretentious. But that's Cody. I hope they're okay. I was worried about Kevin Owens because he wasn't really moving for a while. But he seems to be fine. Evolve apparently is returning to Tubi on March 5th. Good for them. So, Men's Rumble match. I'm going to be very clear here that there were parts of this I liked. And there were some nice moments and some matches they set up, but there were parts of this that were... The Women's Rumble was imbalanced, or unbalanced at times. This was really unbalanced. Rey Mysterio and Penta, 1 and 2. Okay, Chad Gable, Carmelo, and Escobar. And, you know what? Penta and Rey, if they want to run that back in Mania, I'm all for it. I think we're going to get Penta versus Braun, quite frankly, but I don't know. Penta did do the one, or did the feet touch the floor thing, did 1 foot. I think that it was really close. It was really close. They didn't show a replay, so I'm starting to wonder if my eyes tricked me, and they just ignored the fact that his feet touched. Possibly. He's not used to these type of matches, but he's also a veteran that should know the rules better. But nevertheless. Penta's very over. Carmelo Hayes, him, girls, shows up. This first part needed more flips. Yeah, Escobar's there. Escobar is a talent, but also he's another guy approaching 40. That's the thing. For WWE to have all these stars and everything, a lot of people are approaching or over 40, and they need a youth movement, as it were. So, let's get to this. Gable's still in the ring, and Otis shows up. Oh boy, Alpha Academy. God, my fucking favorite. Steiner shows up. Okay, and then he does some good stuff, actually. I'm going to talk about what Steiner did. Steiner eliminated Mello, eliminated Escobar, and then Tozawa got taken out by Carmelo. And then Triple H is checking on Tozawa and tells this I Show Speed guy that makes Leo Rush look like a grown adult man, hey, you're in the Rumble. Reminder that some people think Triple H is a fucking genius. I just want to say right now the motherfucker isn't. He's not much better of a booker than Vince. He just goes on stuff that he saw in the indies and says, I can do that. Oh, wait, that's kind of what happened with the territories. Nevertheless, stick a fork in Chad Gable. He got eliminated by this I Show Speed fucker, this stupid little dweeb that I believe is an associate, or at least has associated before with Logan Paul, so as far as I'm goddamn concerned, he deserves nothing but the worst in the world. Steiner speared him, and I was hoping his head would goddamn detach. I saw that his head hit the goddamn ground. I was like, good. I fucking hope that motherfucker cannot ever, look into a light again. I hope he has to wear sunglasses for the rest of his life. And I hope that his head continues to spin. I've had head trauma before. Plenty of people have had head trauma. And there are plenty of celebrities that respect wrestling. And I don't know if he disrespects wrestling or if he's actually, a proper fan of it. I don't know. But the fact is this guy doesn't look like he could whip anybody. He doesn't look like he would whip a corpse. And they put him in this. They waste a roster spot. You have New Day. You have so many people. You could have called it from NXT. You could have Dragon. Well, Dragon Lee, I think, is on paternity leave because his wife had a kid recently. Good on him. But you had other people. You could have had so many others. But no, let's put this stupid motherfucker in there. Again, Steiner should have speared him hard. Like, seriously, I want him carried out and put in a goddamn body bag. Same with Logan Paul, by the way. Make his wife watch. So anyway, don't Slim Jim and Drive Uso, a.k.a. Jim Uso, shows up and, yeah, there we go. Jim Uso shows up at number 10. Whatever. So then Andrade El Olio shows up. By the way, Sheamus also showed up at number 9. Jacob Fatu shows up at number 12. Thank God we got something to wash the taste out of our mouth. Jacob Fatu basically channels Diesel briefly. Ludwig Kaiser shows up and gets eliminated quickly. Miz is in a Royal Rumble and it is 2025. And why? Why? And then, say his name and he appears. Apparently people believe in Joe Hendry. Look, let me say this much. Joe Hendry, coming from being a wrestling YouTuber and being on the What Culture Gaming channel and working on the British Indies, and making the most out of a character like this, I'll give him credit. And he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He did get a pretty good pop. And has talked about wanting to face John Cena. Good Lord, we didn't get that chance. Fatu ends up being a double Samoan drop, though. Eliminates Gable, Ray, and Andrade. Steiner and Fatu, you know what? You could go with that match. That'd be pretty goddamn cool. Kaiser got tossed by Penta within seconds. And, yeah, Fatu is just amazing. Carrying people that have no business being in the ring. Hendry got a, if Fatu would have taken care of him, but God, I would have almost liked to have just seen like a freaking bump in the corner, and maybe I Show Speed would have been folded in half. Little spindly 90-pound piece of shit. Anyway, Sheamus and Fatu, that was alright. Hendry got stopped, and Sheamus was like, I was enjoying that. Roman in early at number 16. That surprised me. So yeah, Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor with one of the worst themes I have heard this side of, my God. and Shinsuke Nakamura at number 19, and then Jey Uso at number 20. So let's talk about this stuff. Hendry got eliminated pretty early, is what it is. Drew got good reaction because he's over. Steiner speared Roman just before that, or no, he speared Roman and actually got a pretty good reaction, but then got tossed soon after. You could do that match at SummerSlam. That'd be pretty cool to see. And Finn tosses Penta. Finn's a really good athlete, but he means nothing. Speaking of nothing, Nakamura. But then Jey Uso gets a big pop. He's over. Like, a case of syphilis breaking out. But no, Jey Uso's over. I can't deny that. I can't stand watching him in the ring, but he certainly gets great reactions. Number 21, returning AJ Styles. His ankle is no longer cooked, as the kids say. According to his Twitter, he is fine, he is healthy, and I think this is going to be his last WrestleMania, but whatever. And then, not even bothering to sell the beating that Jacob Fatu gave him a bit ago, the Brawny Paper Strongman, Braun Strowman, shows up at 22. And then his name is John Cena, the retirement tour. And you know what? Big deal here. John Cena gets a really, really good thunderous reaction. This is his last ride. He wants to go out with a bang. Even at 23, I'm a little bit surprised he showed up then, but kind of makes sense. And then number 24, this is where a friend of mine pointed out they backloaded this thing. I said back-choded with a couple of them. But yeah, CM Punk shows up. And I will say this, Cena got a really good reaction. He tossed Braun and Finn, and then proceeded to not really do much of anything for the rest of the match. Punk, we got the big pop in the sing-along. And then suddenly at number 25, burn it down, Seth Pheasant Rollins shows up, and finally, things are kicking into gear here. Dominic shows up at number 26. Doesn't last long, but gets his spots in. And then Sami Zayn was number 27. Drew cashed in on Drew after Damian Priest made his entrance. Good job there, Cole. You done good, you idiot. So then, LA Knight's in at number 29. By the way, Priest is in at number 28. And yeet. I want to yeet this out of the guy. Yeet's a stupid word, by the way. So, Sammy got tossed out. Oh no, my bad, Oos. Oh no, Sammy might be turning to the dark side. And then the Maverick, Logan Paul, showed up at number 30. I was really worried they were going to give this to Logan Paul. I'm glad they didn't. I mean, because if they had, I might have just set fire to my notes here, because that would have been a bigger slap in the face than Vince the pervert McMahon winning the 99 Rumble. But Logan did do a jump onto the announcer's table and stay there for a bit, and then got to where he was going to get on the barricade, and he was going to do something. He was going to do a spot with AJ Styles. Knight tossed out Priest. And then Logan jumped onto the steps from the barricade and pulled AJ Styles down when he was trying to do phenomenal forearm. And I know what the hell it's called, but work with me. And there you go. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, as far as athleticism, will be good. But, I mean, realistically, wasting AJ Styles' potentially last Mania on Logan Paul when the novelty's worn off. So, Rollins and Roman, they can't let their hatred go. And then Punk dumps them both. But then Logan tosses Punk. It makes sense given what they did. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but Punk got eliminated, and Roman got stomped once on the floor. Rollins is yelling at Heyman. Punk, Rollins, Roman, they're intermingling. A stomp on the steps. To be perfectly honest, if they're going to do a three-way, that's a three-way I could get behind. That doesn't involve women, and I'm just going to move on from that. But there we go. So, okay, that's one way of doing it and having an easy out, or a graceful exit. Logan and Jay do some spots, and then the double AA attempt doesn't really work because Logan is on the shoulders. Jay kicks Cena. Logan ends up getting eliminated. Hooray! So it's down to Cena and Jay. Oh, is Cena actually going to win 3 Rumbles in 3 different decades. Fuck he does. Goddamn Jey Uso won the goddamn thing. The people went nuts. Good, you can have a world champion that can't work a fucking lick. Congratulations. You like Jey, that's fine. I don't hate Jey. I can't get past the fact that he's not that good in the ring. That being said, those are the Rumbles. So what do you think? What do you think of the Rumbles? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritlin, and I'll see you soon.